Hello and welcome to this In the City partner briefing session. Most of the information we'll go over today has already been shared with you. However, we wanted to give the opportunity to ask questions and make sure everyone was comfortable with the information provided. Advertising. Please check your briefing pack for important dates, including when the website goes live for bookings and when you need to return important documents. We would be grateful if you could promote these sessions through your own communication channels. For this and any other In the City related communications you share, please use the hashtag EITCABDN for Easter in the City, hashtag SITCABDN for Summer in the City, and hashtag OITCABDN for October in the City. There will be Aberdeen City Council comms via the Aberdeen City Council website and local press, as well as on our social media. Bookings. If you're a community group, you are responsible for managing your own bookings using the eligibility criteria provided. However, we do ask that you provide a name and contact information to share on our In the City website to give everyone eligible the chance to book a space. For organisations, your sessions will be advertised and booked via our In the City webpage. Delegates will receive a booking confirmation and a reminder email. This slide applies to those on the booking system. Please note, there is not a waiting list this year. If you have a lot of cancellations or low uptake, our Aberdeen City Council communications team can help you promote your session. This also applies to our community groups. Eligibility criteria. For those of you managing your own booking, we ask that you collect the information shown on this slide in order to establish eligibility to book a place. For those on the booking system, the system will ask this at the time of booking. Data. The information shown on the slide needs to be collected at the time of booking for reporting purposes. But permission for photos to be taken to feature in the local press and promotional materials should also be sought. Having this information to hand will help you manage any press coverage with more ease. If photos are being taken at a session, it must also be clearly signed. The Aberdeen City Council booking system will also ask for consent at the time of booking, and if no consent is given, this will be highlighted to you when you receive the participants' details. If videos are being taken by the council photographer, please ensure if the children are wearing name tags that they are not visible during the filming, as if they are, we are unable to use the footage. For those of you managing your own bookings, so that's community groups, you've been provided with a link to a form to complete after each session that you deliver. This form will ask for this information before going on to ask you for your session evaluation. The link to this form can be found in your briefing pack. The grants you have been awarded have been done so using council funding and Scottish Government funding, so it is important that we collect this data to report back on. For those of you on the booking system, the system will collate your attendance information for you. However, you're still required to fill out your evaluation form after each session that you deliver. The link to this form can be found in your briefing pack. This form will only take around 5 minutes to complete. The same link can be used after each session, and this applies to both groups. Please remember, this is a requirement of your funding. Risk assessments. You are responsible for risk assessing your activities. For a blank risk assessment template, see Appendix 2 of your briefing pack. If you have your own risk assessment, you can use that. You do not need to use the template we have provided. Your risk assessments must include the name and contact information of your appointed child protection lead, including contact details for that person. Please remember it is your responsibility to have enough appointed first aiders at each of your sessions.
Hi there, my name is Katie Reid. I am one of the social workers from the Children with Disabilities Service, and I'm just going to go over a little bit about the child protection policy with Aberdeen City Council. So first and foremost, what is abuse? So child abuse is when a child is intentionally harmed by an adult or another child. This can be over a period of time, but can also be a one-off. So child abuse can be physical, sexual, or emotional, and it can happen to a child in person or online. It can also be a lack of love, care, and attention, and this is what we would call neglect. So below are all the different types of abuse: physical, emotional, sexual, neglect, domestic, and or bullying. When you're working with children directly, it's really good to have a bit of knowledge regarding kind of the common signs of abuse. So some common signs that there may be something concerning happening in a child's life might include unexplained changes in their behaviour or in their personality. They might become withdrawn or seem kind of overly anxious, or they might become kind of uncharacteristically kind of heightened and aggressive or dysregulated. The child, they might lack kind of social skills and they might have few friends if they have any at all. There might be kind of a poor bond or relationship between them and their parent or caregiver. The child might have kind of knowledge of adult issues which would be inappropriate for their age and stage. They might run away, or they might be going missing regularly. There's some of the more obvious ones as well, so like physical marks or bruising on the body, or they might choose to wear clothing which always covers their body. Now, of course, these signs don't necessarily mean that a child is being abused. You know, there could be other things happening in their life which is directly kind of affecting their behaviour. You may also notice some concerning behaviour from adults who you know have children in their care, which makes you concerned for the child's or children's safety and well-being too. So I'm going to just read out a scenario about this young boy called Jimmy. This is kind of a scenario that you might happen to come across something similar to this when you're working in clubs over kind of the holiday periods. So yeah, this is just a bit of a scenario to have a think about. So yeah, Jimmy's a 9-year-old boy. He's attending a youth club, and a worker in the club notices some bruising on his shins. She asks what happened, and Jimmy tells her that he fell over playing football with his brother. During the day, the worker noticed that Jimmy and his brother are quite competitive when playing football and frequently tackle each other. When his mum arrives to collect him, the worker mentions the bruising, and mum gives the same version of events as Jimmy. So just from this kind of scenario, it's really clear that it's really important to get context around kind of the concerns that you might have on a kind of first appearance. You might be really worried about this bruising, but when we kind of get that context from Jimmy, then you know we see the relationship between him and his brother, and then we're able to confirm it with the parent. It helps to add that context. So yeah, but again, follow your own agency policy and be sure to consider use of language information of questions when you're talking to young children. These should be open-ended and not leading. So this is just a slide to round off and say that child protection is everybody's responsibility. So if you are worried about the safety of a child in Aberdeen, please do call the Joint Protection team or the emergency out of hours service, or alternatively Police Scotland. Even if you are unsure, please do contact the numbers above, because then we can take the necessary steps to assess that risk to the child, and if needed we can take those steps to protect them.
During the holidays, we have a rota of Aberdeen City Council staff who are available during office hours to provide guidance if required in relation to child and adult protection or other matters that require support or reporting. Issues or grievances relating to bookings, for example, children who have been asked not to return due to behaviour, must be reported to the operational group so that they can share this information with the booking team. A copy of this briefing pack, including key contacts and the operational group rota, has been sent to you alongside this video. Please check your emails to find details of our team's Q&A session. You do not need to attend the session unless you have any specific questions for the team. Thank you for listening and enjoy your In the City sessions.